The differences in the ruling coalition, especially among the two key parties, CPN Maoist Center and Nepali Congress, has come to the fore. The Congress chief is visibly miffed at the modus operandi of Home Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha. The dispute, understandably, has emanated from the handling of the recent scams, including Bhutanese refugee, Lalita Niwas, and gold smuggling. The ministry's effort to give a clean sheet to Maoist leaders while arresting Nepali Congress leaders has not gone down well with Nepali Congress. Good morning, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. The all-party meeting called by the Prime Minister to sit again this morning. The meeting yesterday was inconclusive without the participation of CPN-UML Chair KP Sharma Oli. A growing lack of confidence seen between ruling partners Nepali Congress and CPN Maoist Center. Congress Chief Deuba miffed with Home Minister Shrestha's modus operandi. 8 individuals, including 6 children, rescued from a stuck cable car in northwest Pakistan. The army gets the job done after a marathon effort lasting 14 hours. And Nepal gear up for the Asia Cup with a tour of Pakistan. Nepali camp confident of making most of recent international exposure. After main opposition CPN-UML chairperson KP Sharma Oli did not attend the all-party meeting called yesterday by the president, the meeting has been called by Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal today in an effort to end the obstruction at the parliament. The meeting of the political parties represented at the parliament has been scheduled for 11 this morning. The meeting of the political parties failed to enter formal discussions because of the absence of CPN-UML chairperson Oli yesterday. Based on the agreement to form a high-level committee for investigation into the gold smuggling case, the task force has already prepared a draft of the committee. Based on the Monday evening's agreement among the parties, the task force has prepared a structure of jurisdictions of the committee. However, the draft prepared by the task force was not endorsed because of Oli's absence. Parties represented at the parliament have expressed their dissatisfaction towards Oli's absence in yesterday's meeting. Only on Monday, the political parties had agreed to form a high-level investigating committee to probe into the gold smuggling case without affecting police investigations. The meeting of the House is set to resume today at 3 p.m. Parties of the ruling alliance seem to be growingly divided in recent time, especially with the government's modus operandi. Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba has been expressing reservations towards the government's style of functioning in recent days. Observers say Deuba's reservations stem from the arrest of his party's leader Balkrishna Khand, who has been alleged of involvement in the fake Bhutanese refugee scam, and now he is worried his wife Arju Deuba could be pulled into the scam. Deuba has been vocal about his reservations towards Home Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha and the CIB's functioning, and had even spoken on the issue during a meeting of the ruling coalition. A few leaders say he intends to sustain the ruling coalition with the possibility of changing a few ministers and make way for being appointed as the Prime Minister once again. Deuba's reservations towards the government also comes from the attempt by CPN Maoist Center of covering its leaders who have been alleged of involvement in the recent gold smuggling scandal, in addition to the CIB taking statements from former Prime Ministers Madhav Kumar Nepal and Baburam Bhattarai at their own residences with regards to the Lalita Niwas land scam. Meanwhile, voices of dissent towards Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha's works have also been growing within his own party. The Central Investigation Bureau, CIB, of Nepal Police has concluded a 3-year-long investigation into the infamous Lalita Niwas land scam and submitted a report of more than 700 pages to the District Government Attorney's Office yesterday. The CIB had taken the case that the Government District Attorney's Office had returned some 4 years ago. The Bureau has listed 238 individuals as defendants for fraud and organized crime and concluded that 108 government officials, including secretaries and joint secretaries, had involvement in illegally transferring 143 ropenis of the government land to private individuals. 4 ministers have been alleged of involvement, including former Minister for Fiscal Infrastructure Vijay Gachadar, Ministers for Land Reform Damar Shrestha, Chandradev Joshi, and then State Minister Sanjay Shah. The CIB has concluded that 8 individuals had orchestrated the scam, including Ramkumar Subedi, Shobhakant Dhakal, Meen Bahadur Gurung, Bhupendra Keshi, and Kailash Chandra Goel. 2 former Prime Ministers, Baburam Bhattarai and Madhav Kumar Nepal, have been listed as witnesses during the transaction. Meanwhile, the CIB has excluded Secretary at the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology, Krishna Raut, from the list of defendants, despite arresting him for investigation following pressure from leaders of CPN Maoist Center. Likewise, the Bureau has also excluded Leelanmani Paudel, who served as the Chief Secretary when the 3 ropenis of land belonging to Samarjung Company was transferred to a Guti. The CIB investigation has recommended for the return of the 143 ropenis of land and a fine of 18,359,500,000 rupees from the guilty. Sources at the Home Ministry say Nepali Congress President Sherbahadur Deuba had been piling pressure to not recommend filing cases against former ministers and had even suggested transferring CIB Chief Kiran Bajracharya and SSP Dinesh Acharya when the Bureau stood firm on making the recommendations. It has been understood that a few officers investigating the fake Bhutanese refugee scam had been relieved from their posts following pressure by Nepali Congress, which provides ground to speculate that the District Government Attorney's Office would remove a few names from the list of defendants under pressure from the party. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. Why have former Prime Ministers not been made defendants in the Lalita Niwas land grab scam? Your options are A, to protect them, B, fear of being caught, and C, not considered necessary. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. The main opposition CPN-UML is preparing to file a writ at the Supreme Court today, rejecting the legitimacy of Koshi Province's Chief Minister Uddhav Thapa. CPN-UML is filing the writ saying that the Constitution was breached when Thapa received the vote of confidence last Monday and said that Israel Mansouri, who chaired the Provincial Assembly meeting on the day of the floor test, did not have the right to take part in the voting process. CPN-UML has handed a written letter to the province governor to not provide legitimacy to Chief Minister Thapa. Meanwhile, the Provincial Assembly meeting of Koshi Province has been called for 1 p.m. today. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces regarding the role of parents and guardians in protecting children from addiction. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
पहिला पैसा दिएको छु मैले पैसा कहाँ खर्च गर्यो किन खर्च गर्यो के आवश्यकता पर्यो त्यसको हिसाब किताब बुवा आमालाई दिनु पर्यो
आमा बुवाले अब बच्चा माथि विचार गर्नु पर्यो मेरो बच्चा कहाँ जान लाग्छ के गर्दै छैन अब त्यसको लागि अब बच्चाले यतिकै छोड्दिनु त मिलेन
परिवारले चाहिँ सही तरिकाले चाहिँ आफ्नो बालबालिकालाई नियन्त्रण गर्ने
आफ्नो बच्चाहरुलाई चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ एकदमै फ्रेन्डली बिहेभ गर्नु पर्यो
बाउ आमाले छोरा छोरीलाई पैसा दिदैन भने त्यो ट्रस र केही गाजा चरस र यो के भन्छ हिरोइन तिरोइन खाने पर्दैन
जतिसक्यो धेरै कम्युनिकेसन चाहिँ एकदमै जरुरी हुन्छ
मोबाइलका पक्ष पनि कुनै राम्रा छन् कुनै नराम्रा छन् त्यसमा आउने विषयवस्तुहरू त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामीले कन्ट्रोल गर्नु पर्यो
उसको इच्छा चाहना रुचिलाई पूरा गर्दै जानेर ध्यान दिनु भने धेरै फाइदा हुन्छ
बालबालिकाले कस्तो व्यवहार गरिराखेको छ उसको नियमित हेरविचार गर्नु पर्यो
पहिले गर्ने काम र अहिले गर्ने काममा कति फरक आयो कस्तो व्यवहार फरक देखाउँदैछ उले त्यो आफूले जान्नु पर्ने हुन्छ
स्कुलमा पनि गएर चाहिँ यसो चियो चर्चो अथवा शिक्षकहरुसँग चाहिँ सोधपुछ गर्ने
It's time now for the international update. All 8 people who were stuck in a cable car dangling hundreds of meters above a ravine in Pakistan's northwest for many hours have now been rescued. In a slow and dangerous operation, a military helicopter rescued 1 child while teams on the ground recovered the rest of the group after dark. They were helped to safety along a zip line with a huge crowd on top of the hillside celebrating their rescue. The group was on their way to school when one of the car's cables snapped. It was left hanging precariously across 900 feet above the ground and in high winds. Residents used loudspeakers to alert officials to the crisis, but it took at least 4 hours for the first rescue helicopter to arrive at the remote location. Pakistan's caretaker Prime Minister Anwar ul Haq Kakar said he was relieved and thanked all of those who were involved in the rescue. Pakistan's army said the rescue mission had been extremely difficult and dangerous. The incident took place at around 7 a.m. local time yesterday near the city of Pattagram in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. 6 children aged between 10 and 16 years were trapped along with 2 adults. One of the children, a teenage boy, has a heart condition and was unconscious for several hours. BRICS leaders met yesterday to plot the future course of the bloc of developing nations, but divisions re-emerged ahead of a critical debate over a potential expansion of the group intended to boost its global clout. Heightened tensions in the wake of the Ukraine war and Beijing's growing rivalry with the United States have pushed China and Russia, whose President Vladimir Putin will attend the meeting virtually, to seek to strengthen BRICS. They are seeking to use the August 22 to 24 summit in Johannesburg to forge the grouping, which also includes South Africa, Brazil and India, into a counterweight to Western dominance of global institutions. Chinese President Xi Jinping skipped the event despite the presence of their counterparts Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa, Brazilian President Luiz Inacio Lula da Silva and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. His remarks were delivered by Chinese Commerce Minister Wang Wentao, and it was not immediately clear why Xi, who had a meeting with host Ramaphosa earlier in the day, did not attend.
Sports news.
The Nepali women team will face Kuwait today in the ongoing T20 International Series in Malaysia. The match is scheduled to kick off at 11:45 a.m. Nepal time at the Bayumas Oval in Malaysia. Nepal had started off the series involving 4 nations with an impressive 6-wicket win over Hong Kong yesterday. In their first match yesterday, Nepal were given a victory target of 85 runs, which they achieved, scoring 87 runs in 15.5 overs. Sita Ranamagar had helped Team Nepal mark a winning start with 5 wickets. In another match today, Malaysia will face Hong Kong. The T20 series is being played in preparation for the upcoming ICC World Cup Asia Region qualifiers, which starts from 31st of August. The top 2 teams of the series will progress to the final, while the bottom 2 will play for 3rd place. Only a few days remain for the accomplishment of the 3-decade-long dream of the Nepali national cricket team. Having embarked on the international cricket journey in 1996, Nepal is a neighbor of cricket powerhouses India and Pakistan. However, Nepal had never had the opportunity of playing against senior national sides of the Asian giants. Team Nepal, led by 20-year-old Rohit Paudel, are now set to feature in the Asia Cup for the first time, where they will brush their soldiers against India and Pakistan. After entering the final of the ACC Trophy in Singapore in 2002, Nepal had qualified for the Asia Cup for the first time. However, that tournament was cancelled because of the India-Pakistan conflict, which meant Nepal missed out on the opportunity of playing strong sides like India and Pakistan in just 6 years of international cricket journey. Despite rumors of the potential cancellation of the Asia Cup this time as well, Nepal have the opportunity of playing India and Pakistan after both nations agreed to play at a neutral venue. Team Nepal are the youngest side to play in the Asia Cup, and their average age is 22 years. The young side has been playing outstanding cricket in the past 6 months. With 11 wins out of the last 12 matches of the League Two, Nepal have retained their one-day international status until 2027. The team had qualified for the Asia Cup by defeating the United Arab Emirates in the ACC Men's Premier Cup. However, Nepal's performance at the ODI World Cup qualifiers and the Emerging Cup was below par, while Nepal head coach Monty Desai had taken the 2 tournaments as preparations for the Asia Cup.
I do understand that we want to win against full member teams as well. Same desire we have it. Okay, and we are working very hard for that. At full member teams come with a long history. An associate comes with its own history. Associate country also comes with its own challenges. In 5 months, whatever I have seen, the boys practice at TU. Boys practice in that indoor where there are no lights. Okay, boys practice over there with one bowling machine, 24 roll balls. Last 6 months. Okay, there are challenges, and I can see the challenge with can management as well. And everyone is trying to put in an effort. With whatever financial budgets we get, we are trying to make the most of it.
The entire cricketing fraternity is taking a close look at associate nation Nepal. Team Nepal had undergone a special 15-day training program in Sri Lanka after the emerging cup, but the team had limited indoor practice sessions at home. As it is monsoon season in Nepal, the team is to train in Karachi before the beginning of the Asia Cup. Team Nepal are to play Pakistan in the inaugural match of the Asia Cup on 30th of August before playing India in Kandy, Sri Lanka on 4th of September. All tickets of Nepal's matches against Pakistan and India have been sold out. Team Nepal left for Karachi late yesterday. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.